Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done with episode 4 of She-Hulk. And damn, we got another Ralph Bohner situation in this episode. My brother Nick, of course, saw this episode earlier than I did because I had to wait until later in the day to watch She-Hulk with my sister Bethany. Unfortunately, I had to cut grass today because, it's starting to get to be fall time. So I had to cut the grass today. And I just got done watching it. Right now it is, I don't even know. What time is it, Beth?
7.
Like 7 something right now. So I just got done with it now. And my brother was like, oh my God, you need to record your reaction when you watch this episode. I was like, oh my God, what does that mean? I was like, there's no way. I was thinking, there's no way Daredevil is showing up right now. I was thinking, but he said you need to record your reaction. So in my head, I'm thinking, no, there's no way it's Daredevil. Like, there's no way. Because my predictions is Daredevil is going to come in episode 6 or 7. That's my predictions. I don't know if it's going to be true or not, but we're going to wait and see. So I was watching this episode, and we pretty much start this episode, of course, with the recap. I love how it says last time on She-Hulk. It seems very, again, like, very Law and Order almost, you know what I mean? It has that, like, very, that, like, lawyer, like, tone. I love that. So all I know, though, is that we start this episode with someone called Donnie Blaze, and I was like, damn it. And I was still had my hopes up. I was like, oh no, because in my way of thinking, I was like, okay, I thought they said Johnny, but when we get to Wong, he says Donnie Blaze when he goes to Jen, and he wants Jen to stop Donnie from using the mystical arts because there's a way of this, like, the mystical arts can hurt people, especially with somebody that I guess Donnie used to be an old student of Kamar-Taj, and he got kicked out because he invited his friend into Kamar-Taj, and they got a magical keg or whatever, and they were doing crazy shit, so he got kicked out. So he was a former student of Kamar-Taj, but he got kicked out, and he wasn't supposed to be doing this, and Donnie's like, oh, this is my craft, this is what I love to do. But he opened up a portal, he called up someone out in the audience, and her name was Maddie, which Maddie is super funny in this episode. It's just some drunk girl, like, which was super, super funny. And, and the dynamic between her and Wong was super funny in this episode. But she, Donnie ends up sending her into a portal that literally has, like, skulls on spikes, it looked like. And, when she gets called into the courtroom, when Jen ends up taking the case, and pretty much, Jen's asking Wong, like, look, did you like make him sign something saying that he couldn't do any magic outside of being, like, if he got, like, kicked out of Kamar-Taj, that way that we can do something about it? And he's like, no, I didn't, because we work outside the natural law. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, okay, well, we go by here, our American laws and stuff like that. So, he is kind of in kind of learning that you need to, like, start putting laws in, if you want us to get involved. You want us to do something, there needs to be something written down, or, like, you can't just expect us to do something if it's, like, because there's only so much we can do at this point. So it's kind of like, I love how, like, Wong is now learning that, there needs to be rules, not just, there needs to be rules, especially for people of the mystic arts, especially because it's kind of like, you can't just expect us to do something when the mystic order of mystic laws are kind of outside our jurisdiction, essentially. You know what I mean? So I do love how Jen ends up taking the case, though. But, it's at the point of, like, Donnie ends up coming in, and he has a little hype man with him, some older gentleman. He's, like, his hype man. And, he ends up being in the courtroom with Wong and, of course, Jen. And Jen, of course, is in She-Hulk form. And they end up calling in Maddie because Maddie was there as a witness when Donnie sent her to this hell realm, which I'll get into that in a minute. But when Maddie is up on the stands, and right now she's plastered. She was at, like, some party right now, and she's, like, hella plastered. She ends up, like, that is literally who Maddie is. She ends up being plastered, drunk, like, you know what I mean? Like, she can't even, like, process things. And I think that's why Wong said, I don't want to bring Maddie in here because, like, oh, I know what you're thinking, but we're not doing it. But she was the only witness to what Donnie was doing and how dangerous the magic can be when it's not, when someone's not put in charge of you and you're using it recklessly. So when Maddie comes in and she's on the stand and says, oh, I promise I'll tell nothing but the truth or whatever. And she ends up saying, oh, well, I was scared, but then I was loving it. But then I was scared again, but I was loving it. But when I was in this hell realm, there was a goat or whatever that made me give him 6 drops of my blood and said if I say anything, he'll take my soul. I'm sorry. That sounds like Mephisto to me. And I've been saying in my live streams that I do think, especially with with that one, it was called like the magic, I forget what it was called. It was like kind of like the Magic Castle, essentially. It was kind of like that, but it was their own version of that in here. And, we see all these like old, scary, hell depicted, portraits in this room. And he clearly has been opening up realms to Mephisto, like opening up the Hell Realm, which is Mephisto's realm. So I do think, I don't know if we'll get any more of that in this series, or they're kind of setting up Mephisto to do something later down the line in the MCU. For all we know, that is possible because we know that the Thunderbolts are coming, and we kind of have an understanding that, like, we are opening up the different realms of things, since the multiverse is kind of open now, and we're kind of getting more into the mystical arts of things. I feel like that there's a thing telling me that we are going to be getting Ghost Rider soon. And again, we kind of got a Ralph Bohner situation, like I said, because, it's not Johnny Blaze, he's Donnie Blaze. But when he made a mention, when Wong, he was using his, like, kind of, his magic lasso, or magic whip, he's like, oh my god, that's awesome, or whatever. And I was kind of thinking, I told my sister, I was like, are they gonna do like Johnny Blaze but make his name be Donnie Blaze? But I was like, no, I can't imagine they would do that. You know what I mean? Like, that would be such a like, it would just be so rude to do that to the fans of people that love Johnny Blaze and the character of Ghost Rider. I don't think it's that. I think it, again, is a Ralph Bohner type situation where it's like, they know, the Marvel knows that we look at every single little trailer or TV spot, and they know that we saw that little like thing in the background. Maybe they wanted us to think like, oh, it looks like it says Johnny Blaze, and look what room they're in. It looks like Mephisto's room if he had like a lair on Earth and stuff. So it's kind of like it's kind of like they knew that we were gonna think that it was Johnny Blaze, and they were trying to trick us out, kind of like how we thought it was Quicksilver. But from the Fox trilogy X-Men movies, but it ends up being someone named Ralph Bohner that looks like the Quicksilver in the X-Men Fox movies. So I don't know, it was a pretty good episode, especially with Jen doing this the on Match, doing like the Tinder stuff, and she ends up going on so many dates that ended up being all very weird and rude individuals. The one dude that ends up being a doctor, he seemed like a nice dude, but he ended up, after, Jen slept with him as She-Hulk, and, they wake up the next day and she's making a breakfast as Jen. He says like, oh, who are you? And she's like, oh, I'm outside of my She-Hulk form. My name is Jen. And he's like, oh yeah, that's interesting or whatever. And he ends up like leaving. He's not interested in her when she's not in She-Hulk form. I mean, he had an agenda, it looked like, going into this. I think he was either trying to play her, or, he just wanted to be with someone. He thought that she was going to stay in the She-Hulk form and wasn't interested in her when she was Jen. And that's just so effed up to me that, why would you not want to be dating a woman like Jen? Jen's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, Jen is such a sweet-hearted person, and someone that loves to fight the good fight by being a lawyer. Why would you not? And she's just so cute. Like, I don't understand that. Like, just because she isn't She-Hulk anymore, you're not interested anymore. It's like, what? You know what I mean? That's a bonus that she gets to be She-Hulk. That's cool too. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't understand how people were so rude to her. You know what I mean? It just shows the disrespect that she gets. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just weird that, I hope at some point in the show, Jen does find the right one. I feel like that'd be cool if she does, if we do get to see that by the end of the series, that she finds the right one. Or at least I hope she does, whether it's in her own show or at some point. I hope she does get to find the right one she's looking for. But yeah, guys, I don't know. It was a pretty good episode. I wouldn't say it was the best episode. I definitely think my brother overhyped to this episode on the fact that, maybe he thought it was still Johnny, even though it was Donnie. Kind of how I thought, oh my god, like when I realized, oh, his name is Donnie, or Donnie Blaze. But my sister thinks maybe that Donnie dude took the name of Johnny Blaze, but just put his name in front of it, Donnie Blaze. So maybe Johnny Blaze does exist here, but he took the last name Blaze, but put his first name Donnie in front of it, and you know what I mean. I thought it was a cool stage name because, as we all know, Johnny Blaze is a performer. He's a motorcycle stunt performer. So I mean, maybe he could have taken it. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because I feel like it's not. I feel like maybe they're trying to play this joke where it's like, oh, we tricked you, but actually Johnny Blaze is still coming. I do have hope that he's still coming. Somewhat, maybe in phase 6, maybe we'll get a confirmation that we're getting Ghost Rider somewhere in phase 6. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna get him somewhat in phase 7. I do think we are getting Ghost Rider, and I feel like this was kind of them trying to hint to us maybe he could exist here, and maybe this Donnie dude just took Johnny Blaze's last name. Or maybe they're like, oh, we're trying to trick you out, but guys, we're trying to tell you that Johnny Blaze is coming. But, we were just trying to mess around with you. I don't know. All I know is I have faith that Johnny Blaze is coming, Ghost Rider is coming, especially at the fact that I do think that was Mephisto's lair. Who else could it have been? That was a goat named Jake that was making her sign, sign something and made her give him 6 drops of blood. Again, she was plastered. He could have been Mephisto with goat features, and maybe he said, oh yeah, you can call me Jake. You know what I mean? He could have been just playing with her. You know what I mean? That's what Mephisto does. He's a manipulator. You know what I mean? He's the devil. So I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we're going to be getting in the next couple of episodes. It was a pretty good episode. I wouldn't say it was the best episode. I did enjoy it though. But yeah, guys, I'm really curious to know down in the comments below. What did you think about this episode? Did you guys like this episode? Did you guys not like this? Did you guys not like this episode? Did you guys like how they kind of tried to mess with us with the whole Donnie Blaze, tricking us, making us think it was Johnny Blaze? Let me know how you think about that. Do you guys think we are getting Ghost Rider at some point? Do you guys think we could be getting Ghost Rider in the Thunderbolts? I'm really curious to know. Also, do you guys think that was Mephisto's lair with those demon creatures that did pop out when Donnie did open up the portal again to the Hell Realm? There was demons that came out of there. So it's like, I have a feeling that, you know what I mean, it is Mephisto's lair. But how about Wong sending those creatures into the Arctic tundra? I was like, dude, you should be putting them back where they go, not just throw it. That's something, I don't even think Strange would have done something like that. That's what's funny to me. Is I expected more from Wong, but the fact, and we would expect to see something Strange doing something like this, but I don't even see Strange doing stuff like that. He's always put stuff back where they need to go. So I just expected more from Wong, just not just send them to the Arctic tundra where they can eventually still hurt people, and it is still dangerous to our natural order of things, especially about people not knowing, about him wanting people not to know about that there is mystic arts, you know what I mean, and that there is people out there that have magical sorcery powers. It's like, why would you let those creatures go roaming around? That affects the natural order of things, especially Wong is all about keeping the natural order. That's what he lives by, but yet he threw demon creatures into the Arctic tundra where that unbalances our natural order. I just thought that was very out of character for him. But yeah, guys, again, I want to know your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. Again, here, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, a part of the fam, a part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And yet again, guys, we're almost to 600 subscribers. We're making moves, we're making strides. And yet again, guys, if you are new here to the channel, me and my brother Nick do weekly live streams every Wednesday at 1 p.m. to get ready for for every new episode of She-Hulk the following day, which is on a Thursday. So again, that's something you guys can look forward to every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We go on live and we talk about last week's previous episode, and we talk about the episode that is going to be coming out the following day, which will be on that Thursday. So it's just something fun we decided to do here on the channel. It won't just be for She-Hulk. We're planning on doing it for probably other shows as well. It just increments something that we we could just communicate with you guys more, and we're really curious to know what you guys think and stuff, and it's just something fun I decided just to do here. So yeah, go check out those live streams. They're up right now, and we will be putting up our episode 5 live stream, literally next week. So, stay tuned for that. But guys, yet again, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.